Following your passion. Should you do it, or is it a fallacy? At some point, pursuing a career simply because one wanted to have a stable source of income became insufficient. Why should you go to a job that bores you and makes you feel miserable, they asked. It is argued that pursuing something you love will make getting out of bed easier in the morning. And so, in today's video, we talk about passion and careers. There are two schools of thoughts when it comes to this issue. While some people believe that passion is the way to go, others are skeptical. In fact, the idea of following your passion has been labeled a fallacy by some. Is there something wrong in the thinking that pursuing a passion would lead to a fulfilling career? Or is this what you should be doing? Let us find out. What is a passion, anyway? A passion is defined as something one has an intense desire and enthusiasm for. For most people, their passions are artsy. They love to draw or write, sing or dance, photograph or paint. Reading, helping other people, and playing football are passions that you may have. Some of these interests can be turned into careers. For instance, you may decide to pursue dancing or play professional football. Quitting your job and standing on the side of the street singing because it is something you enjoy is another way to go. At the same time, it is only fair to note that some people have a difficult time pinpointing their passions. To identify what you love, first remove the question of money out of the equation. Most careers are built on skills and an expectation of income, and doing away with the money can give you some insight. If this doesn't work, explore your inner and former child. What did you completely get lost into when you were a child? What gave you absolute joy? Looking inside right now, what is your inner child screaming to do? As children, activities held our attention because they were enjoyable, not because we had an obligation to do them. It is on this premise that looking at your inner child, you might figure out what you are passionate about. Friends also have an insight about what makes us happy, as they observe us from the outside. They identify things that we may miss, especially those who are really close to us, as they get to observe us in our element when doing our thing. Ask your friends what they think you find enjoyable. Their answers will both surprise you and be helpful. Another way to identify what you love is by identifying your personal heroes and figuring out why they are important to you. You may be surprised to learn that you love Steve Harvey because you admire his mustache and you would like to help others get one just like it. Maybe your passion is shaving. Why you should follow your passion. Have you identified what you love and enjoy doing and would do every day if you didn't have money? So, why should you pursue this as a career? Before we go on, it is important that you understand that not every passion can be turned into a career, or at least a sustainable one. As a hobby, sleeping is great, but there aren't that many 9-to-5 jobs that sleepers can apply for. The first reason to pursue your passion is that you may be an expert in it, especially if it is something you've been doing for a long time. Professional sportsmen and women, folks like Tiger Woods, are good at what they love because they have been playing the game for a long time. If you are good at dancing, pursuing it as a career can be a daily, joyful experience for you. On the other hand, if you are wary of following your wildest dreams because you're afraid that you will not have an audience, social media is here for you. Billions of people are staring into their screens, ready to be entertained by your dancing, angered by your writing, or maybe hungered by your cooking skills. All it takes is for you to decide that you want to follow your passion. Third, getting out of bed is easier if you are excited about your activities for the day. Forget about Monday blues. The excitement you will have for your job will contribute to your happiness, as you will have less work stress. Motivation will also come easier to you. After all, as a child, you didn't need to psych yourself up to go outside to play, if you were a kid that loved the outdoors. When given the chance, you'd run through the door. Further, it has been popularly declared that you only live once. Pursuing your passion helps you avoid the question, what if? You will not wonder whether you can make money blowing your flute. When you try it out, you can say for sure whether it was a career worth pursuing or not. The problem with pursuing passion. In his 2002 book, So Good They Can't Ignore You, Cal Newport talks about why pursuing passion as a career is not all that it is peddled to be. For one, not everyone has a passion, and even if they do, it may be difficult or impossible to transform it into a career. Cal quotes an experiment done in 2002, where questionnaires were distributed to 539 students, asking them whether they have a passion and, if so, what it was. The results of the experiment proved that not everyone has pre-existing passions that are waiting to be identified and turned into a money-making venture. Secondly, identifying an interest doesn't mean that you will be good at it, enough to make an income from it. At the age of 28, a career as a dancer, if you just recently discovered your interest in the art, may be unviable. And even if you were dancing since you were a kid, that doesn't translate to dinner on the table. There is a lot of work that one needs to put into it, and sometimes this is ignored in the novelty and excitement of pursuing a passion. Putting in this work and time could result to distaste for something you previously enjoyed. Hobbies are done during one's free time, but as a career, it is all you will be doing most days. If passion is your only drive, it could burn out and end with you hating your job, worse than you did your previous one, where passion had nothing to do with it. So, what now? Passions change throughout our lives, and before you quit your day job because you recently discovered skating, ask yourself two things. First, is there a possibility that you will stop loving what you enjoy now? Feelings change, they burn out, and they morph, and you should not take a path just because you love it. Being good at your interest is a definite plus. You will be motivated to wake up in the morning because you love your job that provides you with shelter, but it is not the only thing on which you base your career. Secondly, what does pursuing your passion mean for your finances and standard of living? Dropping your well-paying job in tech to be a comedian sounds exciting, but it may mean that you will live on the streets. Are you willing to do that? Most of us enjoy doing what we are good at, or the skills we develop over time. If you have no passions, develop what you are good at into your passion. On the other hand, if you do have an interest you want to pursue, make sure you can afford it, make sure you are good at it, and make sure you are willing to stick it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.